Hello, this is a revisit of reviews I've done on bags that can kind of replace my spinner carry-on. So bags that can go in the overhead compartment and not be stopped by airlines, can fit everything you need for, basically a week, 10-day type of trip. I as well use a personal item, which I have covered in a recent series of videos, but I was also looking for the ideal carry-on overhead compartment kind of bag. So some people might use these things as their entire bag for an entire trip and not have anything else at all. I like having a personal item as well as the big bag that goes in the overhead compartment. It just gives me a little bit more flexibility in how I pack, and what I pack gives me a little bit longer duration too. So I've covered the Tortuga Set Out and the Tortuga Set Out Divide, and also the Cotopaxi Alpa 35 liter. I liked all of those, but my favorite, was the Tortuga Set Out 35 liter. I have a review on it. You can check it out. I think it's a fantastic bag. Super comfortable, super into the aesthetics. I like the aesthetics a lot. But I had the opportunity to check out this. This is the Patagonia MLC, which stands for Maximum Legal Carry 40 liter bag. So it does a similar job. Its goal is to replace a small carry-on suitcase in an airplane. And it does so in some cool ways. They have some unique ways they try to fit that role for you. I think, well, I'm gonna put this down. I use this most of the time. Most of the time when I'm traveling, I'm going to cities where this is just fine. And I don't mind wheeling it around. In fact, I kind of like wheeling it around. And I'll put this dealio up, put my, let's say this is my personal item, throw it like that, and I'm good to go. It's rolling everywhere. It's super convenient. It's not stressful. Looks nice. This looks like an elegant setup. You go into most hotels and this looks like you're a guest. Versus maybe not for like the hosteling crowd. Maybe not for someone who's going hiking and backpacking and that kind of thing. So that's why I was looking for something like this. The Tortuga Set Out was very good for that, as I just mentioned. Has great hip belts, has load lifters, packs great, and has the right amount of organization that I like. I don't like tons of organization. I like having a big hole that I put stuff in. So a suitcase works great for that. And then I put my electronics, my laptop, or my iPad in my personal item. So this is my standard traveling gear. But enter this Patagonia. So it is basically a suitcase, a soft-sided suitcase that you throw on your back. It's a big rectangle, see? Just a giant rectangle here. And it has some organization, and it has some cool features. Obviously, right off the bat, let's just go get into it, shall we? This is packed right now for a weekend trip. It was 4 days, San Francisco and stuff, walking around. And obviously, its aesthetic is more out there. This is a Patagonia bag. It's shiny. It says Patagonia on it. It's very... They make a bunch of bags of this aesthetic. They make some duffels. They make this, the MLC. And they make another bag. Shoot, I forgot the name. But it's a very similar thought process. They want something that looks like it's water resistant and shiny and stuff. You got all these extra molly on the outside here. You can hook stuff to. Whatever. I'm not hooking that much to these things. But look, this is all very shiny. It looks like it's ripstop. It's got this grid here. It's very slick. It feels like it's really waterproof, although it doesn't go all the way around. It goes, the waterproof shiny feeling stuff goes, it's not even on the top here, which is still ripstop. It goes on the side, and then it doesn't go on the back. But you still think like, okay, this is something I'm going to take on a kayak or canoe or something like that. It's going to be okay. There are a few organization pockets on the outside. This one first, front, small, and oh, this is where there's a an option to carry it as a shoulder bag. This is the handle for that. I didn't use it, obviously, it's still wrapped up. I don't know where I'd carry it. Like, where would you throw it over your shoulder? I guess if I already had a backpack on and I wanted to carry this on my shoulders when I would do that, and I didn't have, and it was long enough so I didn't want to carry it by this handle, which is obviously like a suitcase style kind of carry like that. Yeah, so obviously this handle here, they're not super padded. They're kind of looks like they're double reinforced nylon webbing type of stuff. So these are the two handles you get. There's nothing on this side of it, and there's nothing on this side of it. Other outside pockets, though. There is one here. Some tiny thing for your luggage tag. I didn't fill that out. Probably should. And then, the side here. Laptop compartment, and it easily fit. Let me grab it. Easily fits my MacBook. Slide in right there. When you put it in there, though, you feel it. It's like right against your back, and it's solid. And it makes it so it's less bendy when you're wearing it on your back. Which brings us to these things. The shoulder straps. These are very soft, relatively thin, and relatively, thin both ways, this way and this way. They're not that comfortable. You throw it on like this, you got, like 30 something pounds in here, maybe 35 pounds, and this will do you for a little bit of walking. But if you were trying to go like, I don't know, even a mile, I would start not liking it. Definitely 2 miles. Beyond that, more walking with this thing, I don't know. If you're walking it with this thing for an hour, you're not gonna like it. It's gonna be hot, it's heavy on your back. The weight's cantilevering down here a bit on the bottom, and straps are digging in. There is a sternal strap, which I used. There's no hip, so if I had a bag this heavy, I think I would want a hip belt. I didn't find these to be terribly comfortable, to be honest. Which is fine. You can stow them away if you don't want to use them, and they go in nicely like that. But then you're asking yourself, okay, what do I have here then? If I'm not going to use it as a backpack, what do I have here? I have this floppy suitcase thing with no wheels that I could carry as a shoulder bag that's heavy, that I could carry as a backpack that's heavy. Yeah, I think you can see which way I'm going with this, right? I love Patagonia. I love their stuff. I love their ideals. I like their company mission and motto that they're trying to save the world, and it's fantastic. My friend Jamie lives there, my friend Jamie works there, which I've mentioned before. What's up, Jimmy? Actually, he just gave me a 40% off friends and family code too, so I'll have to pick up something else. So anyway, back to the bag. Forgot this pocket here, and also in the front, dual zipper. These are small. It's a real small tube zipper, but you get some organization in there. Oh look, I have a Spork multi-tool. I totally forgot where I put this thing. And now I know, it's right here. Cool. It's a keychain. It has a spork on it, and a bottle opener, and a can opener. And a little screwdriver, like a little flathead screwdriver thing right there. I'm gonna put that on my keychain today. Anyway, so here's some organization here. There's a little You can see that little pen pocket here, little key hook, which I've always wondered like who uses that, but some people do apparently. And then some assorted pouches and stuff. And, so this is someone who's going to use this thing, and they're all-in-one. Like I said before, I use my personal carry-on item to carry my laptop and things that I would think other people might put in there, like pens, passport, like chargers and stuff. I use my carry-on, my personal item carry-on for that kind of stuff. So that is it for the outer pocket organization stuff. There's this pass-through. So you could throw it on top of a wheeled carry-on or other suitcase if you had checked something in. It's not super wide, but I think it would probably fit most. It'll get a little snug the more packed out you have this bag though. Cool. All right. Super shiny Patagonia. Pretty slippery. Anyway, okay. So these zippers, fantastic. These are great. They've got to be YKK, right? I mean, yes, they are. YKK, big teeth. I don't know how water resistant they are. They're certainly not the super weatherized one with the rubber stripe. But they're nice, easy to open. Bam. So inside it looks really like a suitcase. Look. You got this big opening here for this side. And then you've got this zipper compartment that helps you keep things smashed down. And then this is kind of like the lid of the suitcase. And it really is very similar to how I would pack out my 21-inch spinner that I said, obviously, that I use a lot. So on this side, you've got this bigger compartment here. It opens up like that. And it's kind of sealed off from the rest, so I put my toiletry kit there because my toiletry kit sometimes gets wet. And so I wanted to keep it away from other stuff. And it smells like toiletries, like sometimes it'll smell like my hair gel or toothpaste or soap. All my soaps go in there. So yeah, this bad boy fit nicely in this area here, and it was screened off from other stuff. There's also these two other mesh zippered pouches right here. I didn't use that for anything. And then the big main compartment. The main compartment. Got here. So, like I said, it looks and acts like my suitcase. So, there's a packing cube with power cables and stuff. Stuff that, like I said, I usually would put in my personal item carry-on thing. But it fit well in there. Oh, I've got this. If you go to San Francisco, you're thinking, oh, I'm in California. Oh, it's summertime. It's going to be warm. Often not the case, although the last 2 summers have been ridiculously warm in San Francisco, but I believe it was Jack London who said, or Ernest Hemingway, some kind of old-timey writer dude, said that the coldest winter he ever spent was summertime in San Francisco, meaning like it'll be June, July, and you'll be at 60 degrees. So, that's why I have this. It's a coat epoxy, medium weight kind of shell. It has some water resistance to it. Packs into its own little baggie. I don't know where the baggie is. Not attached to it. Anyway, coat epoxy makes a nice little jack here with the hood. Kept me nice and warm. Voila, it's empty. Although, oh, my computer's still in it. That's why it thunked. Anyway, so the main compartment's empty. And it's nice because it's just a nice big empty compartment that you can pack out as you like. And obviously I'm using packing cubes. Someone gave me this advice. Use ugly colored packing cubes so you never miss them. I'm never gonna not see this hideous pink in a room or somewhere stuffed in a corner of a tent. I'm gonna see it. Whereas black ones like this thing, I'll be honest, I left one on a plane already. I had a smaller one of this Eagle Creek set, and I had left it on a plane. So I lost my charger, and I lost my battery, and I lost What else? I lost some other accessories that I had, and it sucks. So, pick an ugly color. It works out. And let's see. That's it. Take out the laptop. And that's it. That's the bag. I've been wanting to do this review a while, but I didn't have a trip to use it on. So I figured this 4-day trip to San Francisco would be good, a good test of it. I did use it just to mess around, walking up and down the hills of San Francisco. And yeah, like I said, it's not super comfortable. So where do I stand with this thing? Patagonia MLC 40 liters. It fits a ton of stuff. It fits everything my spinner does, maybe even a little more. I don't know. It's similar to my spinner. When would I use it? I can't think of a good use case for it. Because if I needed a suitcase that I was going to the city, I would use my suitcase. Because it has wheels, much easier to get around with. If I was going on a place where I wanted to be hiking and I needed to have a backpack mode, then I would go with my Tortuga set out 35 liter, which is fantastically comfortable. And I don't have it here. I'm letting someone use it, but you can check out my video of it and you can see how much I loved it. Or it's also in my video of Parque Tayrona. I used that extensively there. You can see it in action there. And I think it's a fantastic bag. It seemed super durable. The aesthetic is perfect for me. It's not flashy. It doesn't say Tortuga all over it like this says Patagonia all over it. People call this Patagucci. It kind of labels you as someone who's a little bit more affluent and can afford this stuff. I think people kind of feel like Patagonia is slotted in there above North Face, above Columbia, above Eddie Bauer. It's like maybe slightly below Arc'teryx at this level, at this point in time. And then below Montclair, that's like the high-end luxe brand and stuff. I think there's plenty of outdoor brands out there that make a lot of great stuff, inclusive of Patagonia. I think the Patagonia Nano Puff jacket is my favorite, most versatile jacket that I ever have owned, including this Cotopaxi. But this didn't really do it for me. I don't know what their aim audience is for this, because it's not comfortable enough to use as a backpack. There's no load lifters. There's no hip belt. It's a little bit heavy. How much does it weigh? Magic of internet. Put it there. It's kind of heavy. I'm gonna guess. I didn't look it up. I'm gonna guess this is 3 pounds, but Magic of internet put it on there. Maybe 4 pounds. 4 pounds. Yeah. Okay. So that's it for the Patagonia MLC. Not my favorite. I think maybe someone else would have a use case for it, but I personally do not. I think, yeah. Next trip to New York, and I'm going to use my spinner suitcase. I was wrong a little bit, and I'm here to say I was wrong. It's okay to admit you're wrong when you're wrong. So, I went to New York. Went to Brooklyn. Have you been to Brooklyn Brewery? It's actually pretty good beer. So we went there, I think last Tuesday or something like that. Anyway, there was a polka band there. They were doing an Oktoberfest thing, and they had some pretty good beers. They had a nice Marzen, which is a good take on a German Oktoberfest-y kind of beer. I've never been to Oktoberfest. It's on the list. I want to go. I've been to Munich, just have not gotten to go to Munich during this season of Oktoberfest. I need to get. Well, is it weird for an Asian guy to wear lederhosen? An Asian guy with glasses? I feel like it is, because I was in San Francisco. I went to one of those Oktoberfest parties, and there were Asian guys there wearing lederhosen. It was kind of weird. The Asian females actually pulled it off, though. Nice job. Sorry. Let's get back to the bag. So went to New York and used the Patagonia MLC. I liked it a little bit more than I thought I did in the New York portion. I'm sorry, in the San Francisco portion. So I packed it up with all of my stuff that I would use for a 8-day trip. So it was an 8-day trip to New York. Like, I did my standard deal. I used this, and I used my personal item carry-on, which happens to be right now my Alchemy 222. It's a mashup between Carryology and Alchemy, very similar to Alchemy's 022. So, confusing, right? Numbering like that is weird. But anyway, it's a great bag, and I like it a lot right now. This packed up the rest of my stuff. So, I will say good things about it. I like the size. It fit everything I wanted to that I would normally pack in my 21-inch spinner. Great. I like that it has a pass-through. I used this actually. So I went with Kate to New York, and she used the 21-inch spinner, and we would stack this on top of the spinner and tote it around. The only drawback to that strategy was the people at the gate attendants, if you will, they would stop me when I was rolling through onto the plane with this thing on top of the spinner and say, "Hey, that's too big." And I would have to tell them, "Well, no, this is two people's stuff." And they would still like have to puzzle it out like it was some crazy thing that someone was carrying someone else's carry-on. And I'd have to explain it. So the first time going to New York, totally fine. And she said, "Oh, okay, you're right. Go ahead, sir." Coming back home, the guy's like, "Nope, gotta check it." I'm like, "No, this is for two people. This is mine and hers." And he didn't get it. He's like, "Oh, nope, that's too much stuff. You gotta check it." I'm like, "Dude, this is my carry-on and that's her carry-on. I'm just being a man and carrying both." And he would not get it, and he made me check it. And that was the only thing. I don't know, is that the bag's fault? Or is it just my fault for carrying it like that? I don't know, whatever. That's the only hiccup, okay? So, using this in New York, I did not use the back straps, which, as I mentioned before, a little bit thin, not that comfortable. It's not that fun to carry around. So, what I did, though, was use this, the shoulder straps, which hook on here, and on the other side, of course, like this. And I would have my backpack on, and I would carry the bag like this if I needed to on the streets. The mean streets, New York. Prison Mike. No, Prison Mike. Anyway, other stuff I liked about it. Has good organization. So if I was putting stuff away into security, like my phone, keys, I throw it in right here. Oh, it's in there. The spork is still in there. Look, the spork is still in there. This one I put in my flip-flops. Yeah. But it has organization for like pens and stuff. And then the main compartment's great. You can actually get a decent amount in the lid too. So the main compartment's cool because it compresses everything. This one, you can get a little more. I put my, I think I put my, yeah, I ended up putting my dirty laundry in this side actually, and used that to fill up as we went. We switched hotels 3 times because I wanted to check out different portions of Manhattan. And so I had to pack and unpack this thing 3 times in different hotels, and it was cool. So I feel like I got the use out of it. I got to feel what it was like, and overall it was good. You might say, "Jason, well, why didn't you use your Tortuga set out?" And it's a very good question, and there was a whole thing about that. But anyway, I don't have it right now. Otherwise, I probably would have used it. The only thing bad about that bag is there's no pass-through, and it wouldn't ride on my suitcase very well. So in a way, this one was better for what I needed it for. Now, would I use this if I had another 21-inch spinner, and we would have been able to take 2 spinner suitcases instead of this? Would I have done that? Maybe. The only thing that's good about this in New York specifically, or in places that you don't wheel around, is that this is more easily, there's more options to carry this. So you could carry it on your back like a backpack, which I didn't do. You could carry it on your shoulder, which I did do. You can let it ride on the spinner, which I did do. So those were cool options to have, because if you're with someone like, I'm not gonna say, sometimes you're with someone who's not as strong as you are. I'm not gonna say anything about people, but some people are stronger than others. So sometimes you want to help the other person and you're carrying their stuff too. And so this actually did make it easier than 2 spinners, because I would have had to pick up 2 spinners by the handles, and that's not always the easiest thing to do. So anyway, take home from all of this was that I actually like this, and I didn't mention, I got it at REI for $100. This is $100. I don't think you get wrong really for $100. This is obviously, it's very quality, and I feel like it's gonna last for a long time. So anyway, sorry Patagonia, didn't give you a fair shake the first time just in San Francisco. I'm giving you a fair shake now. I like it. It's not my perfect bag, but I like it, and I probably will use it. I'm going to Denver and New Orleans soon. I probably will end up using the bag then. Probably, unless I find something else. Because you know how we do, right? Anyway, keep moving. J-Lo out.